I find myself in a bit of a conundrum. I really enjoy animal companionship, but my boyfriend is very stern on the opinion that he doesn't want the responsibility of having a pet. The most he will even consider allowing me to have is one of a simple pet rock. That's cruel and not a real pet. Brothers, how do I explain to him how important it is for me to have an animal around the house that I'll look after without coming off as I'm trying to wear him down? He's a listener of the show, excellent, and if anyone could convince him, it's probably you guys. Sincerely, Cat Crazy in Canada.
You're going to need to referring to the cat as you need a familiar.
Oh, that's good, Travis.
For your magics?
Well, if it gets to that point, I'm just saying if you don't want to appear like you're just like trying to wear him down, just be like, a familiar would really help me in my research. Something like that, you know, and just keep dropping those every so often.
You get the familiar before you learn any wizarding.
Yeah.
Like, think about Harry Potter, right? There was a point in Harry Potter's life when he knew no magics but owned an owl. At that point
and that was just
life,
okay.
He was just a kid that owned an owl. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? That must have been the hardest thing for, like, when he was getting magic books, cool. And he got a wand, cool.
And here's a bird of prey.
And here's a big fat bird you have to feed mice to.
That's probably fairly difficult to keep alive. Like, we're not talking like goldfish here. Like, this is an owl.
Yeah, and the hardest part about keeping a pet owl alive is when you wake up and it's in your room and right next to you, not instinctively murdering it. Not just instinctively tearing it in half. Like, oh, God, big eyes, bye. Tear it. Rip it.
Could you start? I mean, you got to start small, right? You have to start with like a beta, maybe a nice beta, fighting fish. You know, betas.
Nobody has anything against owning a fish. Like, it's the lowest impact pet.
I would like to suggest another plan. Release a dozen mice into your home, and then place a call, email, or fax to my newly formed business, Justin McElroy's prohibitively expensive yet profoundly incompetent pest removal service. I come to your home and I have a thing on my van that says the best in the biz. Okay, that is an important step.
And that's sort of like a general use decal, so that whenever Justin pulls a grift in any sort of trade skill,
Justin McElroy, best in the biz, and then I show up and I'm like, oh, I see your problem. You got mice. And then I do my magic. I don't know what it'll be. It'll pretty much just be hooking vacuums up to heating vents and like doing that for a little while and saying like, yeah, well, and
blowing into things and then waiting,
throwing cheese out the window and say like, it's there. And then I'll say, everybody out. And then I'll say, well, folks, that'll take care of it. Then
that ought to do it.
And then you have two pet options. Pet option one. You see mice. Oh, we should call pest removal. No. What point would there be in that? We already got the best in the biz, and he couldn't get rid of all these mice. We're stuck with this mice problem. So, option one, you have pet mice. That's cool. Option two.
Free roaming,
cage-free mice. Option two, and I think you're really going to love this one. We've already called the best of the biz. We've already called the best that humankind has to offer. We have to take this back to the animal kingdom. Meet my pet cat, Mr. Hunter, like Predator. Meet my cat, Predator. And then you own a cat to keep the mouse population at bay. Your boyfriend doesn't know how many mice are in there. You can never get rid of the cat because you never know when he's going to find another mouse. And if you need to keep up the illusion, release another mouse in there every once in a while.
Justin, I just want you to know, in the scenario of this movie that you've created, I picture the cat being introduced very similar to the priest in The Exorcist, like at the bottom of a set of stairs in like one streetlight, like, meet my acquaintance, Mr. Hunter. And then it's just a cat in a trench coat.
Meow. I'm Father Predator.
Meow.
And the cat just says best in the biz across the side.
Yeah, that's key. I can't emphasize that enough.
Listen, what we're really talking about here is branding opportunities for Justin's best in the biz sign making business.
Now, can I ask Justin what you get out of this? Are you charging a fee for your initial consultation?
Maybe you didn't hear. It's right there in the name. Prohibitively expensive. Okay. Like if I'm going to go through all this rigmarole, I'm going to get my taste. I'm going to get my beak wet. And by beak wet, I mean the chicken that I also bring to give you as a pet.
Listen, it's a full-service business.
What does a chicken do? Just makes a cat look good by comparison?
A chicken makes eggs, you fucking Neanderthal. Read a book.